Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Adelaide Showgrounds. I'm Son of Skaten and I'm here.
My name is Pants. How you going, viewers of YouTube on the live stream? We are here getting set for a Division 1 semi-final. Who do we have here?
We have the Victorian Roller Derby League versus Canberra Roller Derby League.
Very clear where these guys come from then.
Yeah.
Very easy to work that one
clear.
out. That's excellent. Of course, Victoria Roller Derby enjoying another great Southern Slam. Canberra Roller Derby coming through beautifully to the semis. And we're really set for some exciting action here today. Skaten, who have we got for Victoria?
Yeah, playing today we have Giles Bisexual, Christy Demons, Danny Darko, Shayna Serrelson, Yana Nuku, Bone Shaker, Anna Pavuova, Assault and Pepper, Lady Trample, Screw Barrymore, and Bianca Sharetta. We've also got Matthew Clanahan and Lorraine Evans on the bench. Fantastic.
For Canberra Roller Derby League, rolling today we have Rainbow Spite, Madge, Behemoth Rhapsody, Stacey, El Stom, Overbearing, Harlot Oscara, Bambi Von Smasher, Fast Slap, AM Chaos, Knuckles, Miss D, Very Bad, Anthrax, and benchies today are Roxy, Diehard, and Bodishka. So we are all set to go.
We have only a couple of seconds left before we derby, and we have Lady Trample, number 54, on the line with number 56 Chaos. That's out there right. For Canberra.
Chaos. So we're all set to go. The crowd's building, and we've also got a Canberra Roller Derby fan squad on turn 2, so we're looking forward to hearing from them throughout the game.
Now, it is still very early down here, so the crowd hasn't quite filled out as much as normal, and I'm sure that they will trickle in over this game.
Definitely some trickling in going on. And straight away, on the inside line, that was a beautiful little move from Lady Trample, spinning around.
She's got about half a lap lead as AM Chaos is chasing her down, trying to put that pressure on.
Lady Trample forced off to the inside. No points to Victoria or Canberra, so the Canberra fan squad have taken that as a win.
That is definitely a win. If the other gemmer gets out and you can apply enough pressure that you can call donuts a piece, then you've done your job.
Love it. We've got Bambi Von Smasher for Canberra up against 4,000. That is Anna Pavuova. And nice little contrast of body shapes there, so it's going to be interesting to see what they do. They're already lining up against each other. We may get a little jammer on jammer, argy-bargy.
No, they both split. One goes in, one goes out. They're both looking for gaps.
I was looking forward to a little bit of a sort of jam line shove, see what happens.
Anna Pavuova taking that inside line as the packs kind of push forward. Like the whole pack's pushed forward by both of them digging in.
Bambi doing a great job now. She's through. Really took those blocks from the Victoria blockers very, very well. Kept on her feet all the way through.
That is a clean 4 points and call by Anna Pavuova.
Yep, so that classic hit it and quit it strategy.
They really good footwork by Bambi on her initial pass there. When she got out, she was knocked by Screw Barrymore. Screw Barrymore's foot just went over. Screw thought she was still in. Bambi saw the foot, re-entered, got the no pass, no penalty.
Excellent. That's a great jammer presence right there. That's what we want to see. Now we've got Harlot Oscara, who's one of the captains for Canberra.
And we got Lady Trample again out there on the line.
So already getting her second jam under her belt. Getting those legs pumping. A beautiful spin move on the outside. Only one more blocker and she's through as lead jammer.
Harlot takes that cap off, getting ready for the pass, or at least the threat of a pass.
That's it. It's always a good strategy, but that wall of Victoria is just moving side to side, side to side. They have done the panty swap, and off they go. So the Canberra pivots pick that up.
Bone Shaker making her way off the track there for a penalty, going to the
penalty bin.
Yeah.
Yep. That was Harlot Oscara who picked up the jammer panty, but Victoria all over it, calling off the jam before any points are scored. We have a Fast Slap, I do believe,
Fast Slap and Anna Pavuova.
Yep.
Out there on the line.
Slap is a slightly different number, so that's going to play havoc with my brain.
They've turned the 6 upside down on the back of it.
Well, we'd like to turn the frown upside down on a Monday morning on a long weekend. Whistle blows and both jammers tried the inside line.
Anna Pavuova getting the better success, though, getting out for lead.
Yep, she just went straight through on the inside. Fast lap trying inside, outside, and taking a little bit longer. She's about 3/4 of a lap down at this juncture of the lap. Another Victorian player is going to meet a sticky end in the penalty box.
Anna Paviova taking a few seconds longer to call it off, just checking to see if she could get Bone Shaker out of the bin. Not quite enough time, but burns it out.
That's quite right. She's standing and ready to come back on. So they're going to start with 2 blockers for Victoria.
We have Christy Demons out there, 1-4 for.
Yep, an AM
VRDL.
Chaos. Yep. So Christy Demons, I think that's her first jam coming up. Once again, both players trying that inside line, and both lots of blockers holding up the action, but it is Christy Demons as AM Chaos does a spectacular fly out of the track on the right.
Biceptual recycling her right back and then reforming that really strong Victoria defense that we've seen.
That's right. Very good defense there. Once again, recycled off to the inside this time. The panty stash is on. Christy
Demons going in for another scoring pass.
So this is a great opportunity for Victoria to get some multiple points down. The panty stash has happened, or the panty swap has happened, I should say.
But Nux copping a hip and thrown to the back of the pack by Biceptual.
And once again, off to the inside. So Canberra unable to get their initial pass on this time. They've had a good couple of early jams here, getting through quite easily, but now the Victorian blockers seem to have their measure.
Quick re-entry there as she's knocked out, left only with Bianca Soretta at the front of the pack. That one person holding was enough for a whole wall to reform. That is it's a ridiculous waterfalling to get up, like one person holding just enough for a whole wall to get up there.
It's fantastic to see. It's something that I've seen other leagues working on here. They have some very talented blockers. So they have like this free roaming blocker who just is able to take on a jammer, hold them up for 10, 20 seconds at a time, and it allows the defense to get set.
Just enough to plug that gap when the jammer gets loose.
Just had an apex jump from Christy Demons on turn 1, so the crowd enjoying that.
Making that a 35 points so far this jam.
She's still going for more.
There is less than 10 seconds on the jam clock on this one, so she'll probably try to make these points and then call.
Instead, it is Nux who gets through, and Christy Demons is held up by the Canberra blockers there. So great play by Canberra, stopping another scoring pass from Victoria as the jam played out. We've got Bambi and Lady Trample back up on the jam line. Everyone's opting for a jam line start so far. We haven't seen any old school yet. Victoria blockers just getting set. They've got 3 each to get started.
You can see VRDL taking the space, like moving right back on that Canberra wall off the line.
There she goes. I thought Bambi almost got through there, but instead it was
Shayna
Serrelson, yes, doing the big blocking work there on the outside of turn number 1.
Enough to slow things down once again, let that wall reset. So Salt and Pepper and Screw Barrymore at the front, forming a strong 2-wall and letting Serrelson add into it.
Bambi going for the panty stash again, trying to get that start pass on. It's a smart move by Canberra.
Lady Trample sent off for a forearm.
As is the jammer for Canberra, so they're not going to be able to take advantage of a power jam.
It'll go for the entire 1 minute 20 that's left on this jam clock.
Yep, but with Bambi also sitting down, it just it's such a shame they weren't able to take advantage of that, get some points on the board.
I'm sure that's definitely something that you'd want to in this situation. If you're trailing a team like this, it's so much more fun when the other jammer's not on. When your whole blocking force can just give you offense and make gaps for you, it might relieve some of the stress.
It is beautiful. Bambi's on her way through. She's got one more to get past. It is biceptual though.
And as we said, that one person plug lets a whole wall get back up there.
Yep, they ate that baby beautifully. Bambi is like stretching out with her hand. Take the patty, please.
From the ground, she's like, nope, I can't do this.
Very bad now has it. So the The star pass has been used, but now it is Very Bad, who's stuck behind. Then she's now through.
And she's got the whole track to herself because Lady Trample is out for a cut track on that inside apex.
Alrighty, so here we go. Canberra with a chance to get a few points. Very Bad does up her straps as she comes around turn 4, and her blockers are giving her as much assistance as they can, except, we're at 2 minutes.
Yeah, you can see the VRDL wall, checks the time, realises they got a little bit of room in the pack to get to that 10-foot mark, and they realise that the other team are rolling forward, so make the most of it and keep their points ahead.
Yep.
Just running the clock.
That's it. It's great track presence there from the blockers. But you'd expect that.
Yeah, really strong awareness. Like they take in. I feel like they're one of those teams that take in more than a lot of other players. They're aware of where the other jammer is, but they're also aware of just the simple things like knowing how much time they got left, where they need to play, if they can release the jammer and take points instead of if the jammer's still on that initial pass.
Well, I think that's also communication. You can see Victoria just talking to each other every time they come around in front of us. They're talking, they're letting each other know where people are. So communication, all a part of teamwork. But you can see it right now as they come around in front of us. They're just talking to each other. Go left, go right, inside, outside.
Speaking of inside, Harlot.
Almost. Oh, no,
Bianca Sharetta knocking her out on that inside apex with a little shoulder bump. Follows her out, but it was enough to slow her momentum and get a wall up there.
That's it. So Harlot Scar now is around outside. She stepped through and kept her skates in bounds, so now she's free.
Lady Trample got lead and control of this jam, so they'll be looking for points and to call it off, keeping the 0 score for Canberra as best they can. You can see at the moment the pack has been sped up. They're running the pack so that they can get their blockers out of the bin.
That's it.
At the moment they're purely burning the time so that they can get the next jam with a equal pack.
And Lady Trample's forced out. And she calls it off.
So they were able to get Bone Shaker out, but Danny Darko is standing, so she's got less than 10 seconds left.
That's it. She'll rejoin the pack very shortly. Full set of blockers on for Canberra as we have that girl Fast Slap lining up. Those long braids down the back of her back there. And that's a very well thought out piece of commentary.
And Anna Pavio over for VRDL on the line.
All right, whistle blows. Pavio over opting for the inside. She's now switched to the outside, saw a gap. Only has one more blocker to get past. And she is lead, but it has been forced out. There was a penalty, though.
For the out of play block at the front of the pack.
So now she just scoots around and is ready to get some more points for VRDL.
Yep, you can see a Fast Lap has the panty in her hand at the moment.
Yep. Love. Took a blow to the jaw from her shoulder there, I do believe, Pavio over as she went past.
Fast Lap has already passed it off to the pivot, but is now going out for a penalty.
So just 3 on now, and now there's no one to pass to, and 4 Victorian blockers to get past. They are just holding up the pack, holding up the jammer.
And a Pavio over, getting another grand slam.
Madge doing her best there to delay Pavio over there, but she's trying to get some help for her jammer. She's recycled onto the inside, pulls on the jammer panty, and is ready to go again.
Shayna Serrelson opening up a gap on the inside line just to make it easier for the jammer to get through.
Another Canberra blocker is off to the bin.
Pavio over, hitting that outside line and ducking under Madge's swing.
Yeah, it was Overbearing who made her way to the bin that time. Pavio over, doing a little dodge weave. Worked out a way to get Fast Slap off away from the blocker line and open up the lane to get through.
Now that pivot now jammer still caught up in the pack, recycling back and a Pavio over.
Just barreled.
Just showing that she's not just fancy footwork. She's got a bit of force behind her as well.
Oh, mate. It's like, welcome to the game, Fast Slap. Bam.
Yep.
Your keister meets the cold concrete. And it is cold here at Wavell, let me tell you. It's a bright, crispy sunny June long weekend kind of day. It's probably about 5 degrees in here at the moment.
It's one of those places that even if you weren't quite awake when you walk into the pavilion, you will be very shortly.
That's it.
Like a cold slap to the face.
Thank you.
Lady Trample out there for VRDL. And we have AM Chaos for Canberra. How many of you are at home awake watching this game? Where are you from? Right in on the feed.
We would like to know. All over the world enjoying the Great Southern Slam 2016 Track 2 action. Coming to you live and direct.
Here we go. Oh, that was a cut track dished out to AM Chaos. So Lady Trample having free reign of the track, and she's got control with lead.
Pack is now just stuck on track 2, right in front of the Canberra Roller Derby fan squad. You can see the pom-poms waving there, encouraging their girls. Beautiful work, managing to stop Lady Trample outside and then delaying her quite significantly on the inside. She does eventually step through.
Trample too strong to be pushed out. She's just holds her ground, but it's enough to slow her progression down.
That's it. And look at that, beautiful. Up on one skate, one leg in the air, round the outside. Another 5-point pass.
So we're at 15 points currently for this jam. There is less than a minute left on the jam clock.
AM Chaos is back and going to rejoin the pack.
AM Chaos still on her initial lap.
Oh, yes, they managed to force her to the inside. She's going to try again. That's triangle defense, just swinging from side to side.
Just to see if that wall will shuffle apart.
That's it. Right in the face of Lady Trample there. She's now just trying to get her hips past. Got 2 more. And look at that. Stacey able to reform the triangle right in front of her. That was excellent defense from Canberra. Well done.
Big progression. AM Chaos out chasing.
The panty stash was on, but the Canberra Jammer is now through, just hot on the tail of Lady Trample. Do we have points? No. Oh, called it off just in time. Still no points for Canberra.
Lady Trample with that smart, clean-cut call. Just going for the one, getting it done.
Yep.
Trying to take a bit of time to get 2 more blockers back. We have Bianca Sharetta and Biceptual in the bin for VRDL, leaving a pack advantage to Canberra in this next jam.
Bambi Von Smasher is going to be their jammer. And we've got Anna Paview over lining up for VRDL. Anna just following Bambi through.
Anna Paview over pushing through Madge to make a gap in that wall.
Yep. I think that's very emphatic. Hey, here I am, Barrymore.
She's like, no, cut.
The refs do have this. They do have eyes everywhere. Yeah. But it's nice to see that sort of emphatic thing. It was almost like an airborne star jump, really. Yeah. It was quite hilarious.
You got to celebrate your successes. Maybe not immediately on track. Maybe you're meant to do it between jams.
Well,
But if you've got room to move, do it. Just jump up and down and go, yes.
Most people go for the discreet high five. Anna Paview over getting airborne on that big block from Canberra Roller Derby.
So tried to do that jump back maneuver.
Yep.
And didn't quite jump far enough back. Got caught by the hips and lifted legs totally out from underneath her.
Anna Paview is just fine. She's not even rubbing the sore spot there. So she feeleth no pain. She's back at it again. Here we go.
Anithrax was the one that knocked her out before. She comes back into the pack. This time Anithrax gets the forearm instead. Anna Paview over coming in like a wrecking ball on that pass and pushing Miss D to the ground, making gaps for herself. Who needs offense?
That's it. Oh, mate. This is so enjoyable. You can see a lot of smiles going around on both teams.
Now, Canberra is making VRDL sweat out there. I know the scoreboard doesn't reflect this, but this is purely because VRDL are surgical with their call-offs. They don't risk...
They don't risk anything.
They don't risk losing any. They don't go for the gamble. They play a safe, consistent game.
Yep.
And we've seen that even when they go for their one, they play that safe, consistent game. I do not feel that the score reflects how strong Canberra are playing out there.
No.
It's purely because VRDL is surgical that it doesn't look like that on the board.
That's it. Knuckles hit the deck pretty hard there on the turn one, but she picked herself up and dusted herself off. She's back in the pack. A little bit of a concern for a couple of seconds. It looked like she was getting up quite gingerly, but she's back in there having a go.
Christy Demons tests the wall, can't get any points, calls it off before Harlot can get in there.
And a lot of high fives from the Canberra blockers there. They know they did a good job there holding VRDL, and that was a double donuts.
Double donuts, whatever pressure you can do to force those jammers to call it off. You know that they're going to call it off and not risk something, but if you get out, you're going to apply that pressure. And
providing VRDL get through to the grand final this afternoon at the Great Southern Slam, they're going to appreciate this workout from Canberra. They're going to do it tough against whoever their opponent would be. And so, yeah, you got to get that sort of game body, and you got to take your knocks. You got to harden up. It's pretty cold out there too, so you got to get the blood in there.
Yeah, you can see it is definitely cold. You can see Giles, like we've got the timeout, but Giles is just still doing laps and circles trying to keep warm. She hasn't had a jam yet today.
Nope, she's still wearing her warm-up vest as well. Like everyone's just trying to stay as warm as possible. A lot of cold butts on the concrete in the crowd, so I hope they're wearing their thermals this morning.
Yeah. This venue here is at the Adelaide Showgrounds. This is the 4th TGSS. They've been wonderful supporters and sponsors of TGSS since its inception.
Absolutely. It's such a great venue here, having 4 tracks going at the same time in this Goiter Pavilion.
Well, if you include the challenge bout track, 5. Like 4 here, 1 on the main pavilion.
That's
so
it.
A grand total of 5 tracks going all simultaneously. This is the biggest derby event in the Southern Hemisphere.
Probably the world, actually. There are some who say this is the biggest roller derby tournament in the world in terms of number of tracks, number of teams participating, the number of bouts that happen, the number of participants.
And the participants at the moment are Lady Trample out for lead, being chased down by Fast Lap.
Fantastic. She got through very quickly.
Lady Trample's in the pack. Fast Lap chasing her.
Oh! Fast Lap barely a foot away from getting points for Canberra.
She's just trying to steal that point. Trying to steal that point of Shayna Serrelson. Shayna Serrelson, the first butt in that wall that she could have taken a point from. But Shayna just moving forward as quick as she can to get back as that was called off.
You got Giles on now, so that warm-up, she's now on jamming.
So Giles 0-1-0 out there against
AM Chaos.
AM Chaos 56 for Canberra.
They're doing a long run up this time. We're seeing an old school pivot start.
Giles straight through for lead, having to push very, very hard. She hit that wall with a lot of force to make that gap.
And immediately AM Chaos going for the panty stash, trying to find a way to get that panty to her pivot, who's in the middle of the pack. You can see that the free blocker for Victoria is actually just shadowing the pivot. So they're already ready for that panty pass.
And this jam is going to go for the full 2 minutes. Lead jammer sent. Was she given lead, or was she given the cut instead?
I'm not sure. She just disappeared in front of my eyes.
Yeah. Penny is in hand of Chaos. Chaos is up against the wall. Each time the Canberra look like they're about to do offense, VRDL look like they're about to run to keep the pack moving forward. Bone Shaker staying off the track so that she's not goaded at the back.
Yep. So they managed to push out Bone Shaker. So they tried to get that sort of wall slightly thinned out. Giles is back on.
I was correct. There was no lead. She was given the lead, and then it was taken away when she got the cut.
Oh, beautiful work from Giles. Oh, sorry, Biceptual there. Just getting AM Chaos to yield to the outside, and now has to recycle again as Giles goes through, picks up another 4 points there.
So we got 30 seconds left in this. We got 30 seconds left. There is no lead jammer. It is going to go the full distance. This is a great opportunity for Canberra to get some points because it can't be called off. They can't do that safe call that that VRDL look for to keep their points.
Instead, they're going to have to rely on their blockers to just keep Chaos holed up. At the moment, they're doing that beautifully. And the pack is sort of fell apart there for Victoria. So Chaos trying to get through, but
Where's the
unable.
hand? There's the
She
4.
Oh,
That's
she
the
got 4.
She was chasing hips. She was getting past one hip at a time. She was getting past one hip at a time, and each time the blocker recycled past her, she goes, "No, that's not the point I need. It's you." And she was picking them apart, trying to pick which 4 she could get.
Great work from the jam ref there, able to pick off those points one by one. So well done, Canberra. The crowd went absolutely crazy there as well. So awesome.
Canberra drawing blood now. They're on the board, which is each success. Celebrate it.
That's it.
Take a book out of Screw Barrymore's book.
I reckon they'll be buying her a couple of drinks tonight as well at the after party.
Helmet cover off for the Canberra Gemma. Anna Paviova hits the pack, pushes Shayna Serrelson to make a gap. Shayna whipping her out of the pack. A little bit of old school hand-to-hand whip thrown out.
Hey, you're going to whip it? You're going to whip it good. Anna Paviova just runs straight into the wall of green, just pumping her legs. She's just pushing, and pushing. She's getting some great assistance. That's from Shayna Serrelson. And she's through for another 5-point pass. So great assistance. Shayna able to just let the rest of her blockers take care of the have the confidence in her blockers to take care and help her jammer through.
Canberra trying to do the same thing. Fast Lap was at the back trying to put pressure on that wall, but not quite being as effective, unfortunately, for her team.
That was an awesome little block there.
And a Paviova making it through for another grand slam.
I think there was Elle Stomp there with a fantastic shoulder block. But she has been called for a penalty as well.
Yeah, it looked like she was blocking out of play. The no pack was called. They failed to reform and continue to engage without joining the pack.
So Madge been given the panty but unable to capitalise in time. Once again, that clinical surgical calling off before any points can be scored.
Yeah, just trying to keep that. It's good training for tournaments like this where we started and there was a point differential that was important. It's important to keep the biggest gap that you can. So keeping the other team scoreless is really important for those for playing the numbers game in tournaments that way, and that's good tournament prep for when they go over to the States.
Absolutely. Bambi Von Smasher getting forced to the outside by Biceptual.
Christy Demons through for lead on the outside as well.
Once again, Bambi getting forced to the outside. Biceptual's just all over Bambi here.
And we're having returns from the bin. Both teams had a blocker put away.
We're now got the bench clear, so we're back to 5-on-5 on track. Bambi getting forced to the inside this time.
She re-enters and takes that inside line past Bone Shaker. She's caught behind Bianca Soretta and Bone Shaker. Bone Shaker slowing her down enough to form a wall.
Knuckles hitting the deck, and now Bambi hitting the deck as well. So Canberra, and now more Canberra blockers hit the deck. It's very, very physical.
Yana Nuku returning from the bin, getting the back block and heading back there again.
Bambi's now through. That was nice.
Bianca Shredder just checking to see if Bowie's okay. Behemoth Rhapsody. Just like, are you all right? Yep. Okay, I'll go back to my job now.
Yeah. But it's that sort of, I just love the attitude of these teams. Like, it's camaraderie.
And community.
Yeah. I hit you. I made you fall. Are you okay?
Yeah, just double checking. Yeah, that looked like you went down heavy. I just want to make sure.
Now, thankfully, we haven't seen too many big injuries, and touch wood, I'm touching my head right now. We keep that going. We've had the St. John's around to lend us a hand, but the most I think they've had to do is just get some ice on a few limbs, which is great.
It is a contact sport. It's a very heavy sport. This is why we wear a lot of safety gear.
Absolutely.
While we play, and
why they train so hard. You got to learn to take your licks and take your falls and fall correctly.
Did you see the form in the body of Screw Barrymore then? So as she scooped her, she's just stood right up and arched her back so that the flick was super powerful on that line because you want to flick that jammer forward so that they have no chance of easy re-entry.
And it's a bit hard to re-enter when you're lying on your back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, penalty pass. And we know that was awesome because the Canberra fan squad let us know. Nux is now through. Never mind.
The pressure
that was pretty good. But Lady Trample was all over that. Just called it off even before Nux had a chance.
As soon as Nux got out, you could see Matt Clenahan, their bench, just going, call, we're good, call. We've emptied the bin. We're right to call now.
Yep. It's got Giles coming back on and AM Chaos lining up again for Canberra. We have a timeout being called by Victoria Roller Derby.
So timeout called.
So we had a really fantastic marketplace here. As I know you know, Skaten, we've both been having a look around at all the great gear available. We've had displays from VRDL skates,
Hellcat clothing.
Yep, Hellcat. So it's been just fantastic to see a lot of the South Australian shops here, but also some of the great skate and derby gear producers. We've even had onesies for sale with Jammer stars on them, which has been pretty damn cool. So, and especially yesterday being Onesie Sunday and today being so darn tootin' chillin', it's a good thing. I see the Canberra Roller Derby fan squad are doing aerobics on the sideline.
Anything to keep warm down here today.
See, of course, the theme for tonight's after party is the 80s prom. So I'm not sure that aerobics gear was 80s prom wear, but I'm glad to see it.
It's definitely 80s wear. It may not be
definitely
80s prom. Yeah.
All right. AM Chaos and Jars lining up. We're going old school again with the pivot line start.
So it looks like Canberra's wanting the front of the pack, so they're fighting, deliberately going up the front and fighting for it. They were getting squeezed out when they were sitting on the back, and all their room was being taken out of them by VRDL rolling backwards. So I think they've gone up there just so they've got a bit more space to move.
Yep, that free blocker just opening it up the pack.
Yeah, Danny Darko causing absolute havoc.
Oh, and a forearms call on Giles, so she is going to sit down. So let's see if Canberra can get through, get some points. Did they tease a panty pass there? I do believe they did.
As soon as somebody gets out for lead, they're deliberately taking the penny off so that they can threaten a penny pass. Even if they don't do it, it means that the blockers have to split their attention to the pivot as well.
That's it.
As soon as you hear that whistle of lead jammer awarded, just take it off your head immediately.
Yeah, that's something that it's good to see a lot of the Div 1 teams do. I can see some of the Div 2 teams are starting to pick up on some of the plays that the Div 1 teams are doing here and taking them home. They're going to start
just putting
adapting
a few tricks in the bag,
things.
Yeah.
Well, this is the thing. You come out, you watch Div 1 teams as an emerging league or as a new league. You look at the warm-ups they do. You look at the training they do.
Bone Shaker going down and taking out Biceptual with her. That wall's quick to reform, though. Chaos caught up with that wall. Darko and Bianca Shredder knocking out.
Giles getting held up by Canberra Roller Derby's wall, but now she's through.
Yeah, Behemoth Slapcity, taking a heavy hit from Giles, holding as long as she can, but not quite long enough to buy some more time for her jammer.
Danny Darko there doing the recycling work. And she is through on the inside. So another 5-point pass to VRDL.
And this is a scoring pass now for Canberra. If Canberra can take hips, they're going to get points. But
2 minutes were up, I think, on that one.
Jam finished before she could get back to the pack.
What a shame. She was absolutely pumping her legs, getting the speed skates on, trying to get those extra points.
3 seconds more in the jam, and there was potential points there.
If the blockers aren't against you, the clock is.
Yeah.
You got to get it on.
You're fighting against more than the blockers, especially when the other team has a lead. You are fighting against the clock as well.
Harlot Oscara lining up with Anna Pavio over. Anna Pavio just leaning in, but no jammer on jammer conflict.
Shayna Serrelson looking to make gaps on the inside line.
Canberra beautiful, refilling that inside line. forcing Anna Pavey over to the outside, and she is called for a penalty.
She's got the back block.
Yeah. Snap, man.
In stereo.
Coming at you live and direct on YouTube.
Yeah. So that is a back block penalty to Anna Paviova, leaving the Canberra jammer number 39.
Yep.
Harlot Oscara.
That's right.
Out there by herself, seeing if she can make the most of it. You can see Canberra trying to pick off people from the wall to slow down the pack. They've tried to knock out Salt and Pepper a couple of times now. Salt and Pepper trying to protect that wall as best she can.
And you see Canberra just working her over. That triangle has been broken up, but it was that was 6-6.
Screw Barrymore again.
Yes.
With that hit and extend to get a full flick on that outside line.
So her shoulders were actually over the yellow line there of the outside.
Yeah,
there's just no way through.
Just a massive back arch after that flick with maybe a quarter of a foot, half a foot over that line.
That was amazing. Shayna Sarelson there this time with the shoulder block to the outside. Big recycle back.
Just time calls from the bench given out.
That was massive. Salt and Pepper that time.
Yeah, moving forward, but those hips come backwards.
And that triangle is just now solid as a rock. Harlot trying to now get for the inside.
It looks like they've passed off.
Yep.
Out of the pack, trying to pick people off, trying to pick points off.
And 2 minutes were up, I think, on that one. I didn't see a...
Yeah, so they were calling the time that they released the jammer at the end and decided to go for points, make gaps in the wall. They're like, we've got 10 seconds left, let the jammer go, get some points instead.
Fantastic work.
That brings us into intermission.
That is right. It's half-time here on track number 2 at Wayville Showgrounds. The score at the moment is VRDL on 242, CRDL on 4. But like we're saying all through this, the point differential, it's not reflective of the action that we're seeing on track here. Yeah, Canberra are bringing it.
Canberra are really bringing it. They're fighting extremely hard, but they are playing against the WUFTA ranking number 2. Second in the world in the WUFTA rankings.
Absolutely. And look, you're going to expect a certain result, but what you're going to do is just do the best that you can. Yeah. And I'm loving this. Canberra are going to be damn sore at the end of this, but I think they can all hold their heads up high because they are absolutely giving VRDL a really good working over. You can see some of the VRDL people now on the sidelines just lying down, wiping sweat off their brow. They've been worked hard.
Yeah, they're definitely forced to lift bring a new intensity to the game.
That's it.
This game, as opposed to the previous days, I feel like they're having to pick up as the tournament goes on the intensity.
It's going to be fun. We're going to take a little break, and we'll be back in a few minutes for the second half.
See you shortly.
The Arius Platinum is packed with new features. Reinforced toe section. Increased toe stop clamping power. Winged truck with split cushion design for easy assembly and installation. The new Arius Platinum, performance redefined.
Has this ever happened to you? Fumbling your marker. Your marker's not working. Trying to scrub off those pesky markers in the shower. You forget your numbers and you're sent back to the bench.
Your bench! Put your numbers on! Get those numbers on your arms!
Let's see that again.
I have a severe sweating problem. Before I got my Spank Alley armbands, the refs were always telling me to reapply my numbers. But now, I can stay in the game.
My Spank Alley armband's second as a rope. Now I can lock up the competition. Thanks, Spank Alley.
But wait, there's more. If you order now, you'll get not just one, but 2 armbands. That's one for each of your arms.
Thanks, Spank Alley.
Spank Alley armbands. Get spanked.
The Clinic, Adelaide's skate and streetwear specialist, stocking a huge range of skateboards, longboards and cruisers, as well as scooters, streetwear and footwear, plus roller skates, inline skates and Heelys. The Clinic, 20 Curry Street in the city, open 7 days, or shop with us online.
I don't think it's nice you laughing. Now, if you apologize like I know you're going to, I might convince him that you really didn't mean it.
The Aries Platinum is packed with new features. Reinforced toe section. Increased toe stop clamping power. Winged truck with split cushion design for easy assembly and installation. The new Aries Platinum, performance redefined.
Has this ever happened to you? Fumbling your marker. Your marker's not working. Trying to scrub off those pesky markers in the shower. You forget your numbers and you're sent back to the bench.
Bench, put your numbers on! Get those numbers on your arms.
Let's see that again.
I have a severe sweating problem. Before I got my Spank Alley armbands, the refs were always telling me to reapply my numbers. But now, I can stay in the game.
My Spank Alley armband's second as a rope. Now I can lock up the competition. Thanks, Spank Alley.
But wait, there's more. If you order now, you'll get not just one, but 2 armbands. That's one for each of your arms.
Thanks, Spank Alley.
Spank Alley armbands. Get spanked.
The Clinic, Adelaide's skate and streetwear specialist, stocking a huge range of skateboards, longboards and cruisers, as well as scooters, streetwear and footwear, plus roller skates, inline skates and Heelys. The Clinic, 20 Curry Street in the city, open 7 days, or shop with us online.
I don't think it's nice you laughing. Now, if you apologize like I know you're going to, I might convince him that you really didn't mean it.
The Aries Platinum is packed with new features. Reinforced toe section. Increased toe stop clamping power. Winged truck with split cushion design for easy assembly and installation. The new Aries Platinum, performance redefined.
Has this ever happened to you? Fumbling your marker. Your marker's not working. Trying to scrub off those pesky markers in the shower. You forget your numbers and you're sent back to the bench.
Bench! Put your numbers on! Get those numbers on your arms!
Let's see that again.
I have a severe sweating problem. Before I got my Spank Alley armbands, the refs were always telling me to reapply my numbers. But now, I can stay in the game.
My Spank Alley armband's second as a rope. Now I can lock up the competition. Thanks, Spank Alley.
But wait, there's more. If you order now, you'll get not just one, but 2 armbands. That's one for each of your arms.
Thanks, Spank Alley!
Spank Alley armbands. Get spanked.
The Clinic, Adelaide's skate and streetwear specialist, stocking a huge range of skateboards, longboards and cruisers, as well as scooters, streetwear and footwear, plus roller skates, inline skates and Heelys. The Clinic, 20 Curry Street in the city, open 7 days, or shop with us online.
I don't think it's nice you laughing. Now, if you apologize like I know you're going to, I might convince him that you really didn't mean it.
The Aries Platinum is packed with new features. Reinforced toe section. Increased toe stop clamping power. Winged truck with split cushion design for easy assembly and installation. The new Aries Platinum, performance redefined.
Has this ever happened to you? Fumbling your marker. Your marker's not working. Trying to scrub off those pesky markers in the shower. You forget your numbers and you're sent back to the bench.
Bench! Put your numbers on! Get those numbers on your arms!
Let's see that again.
I have a severe sweating problem. Before I got my Spank Alley armbands, the refs were always telling me to reapply my numbers. But now, I can stay in the game.
My Spank Alley armband's second as a rope. Now I can lock up the competition. Thanks, Spank Alley.
But wait, there's more. If you order now, you'll get not just one, but 2 armbands. That's one for each of your arms.
Thanks, Spank Alley!
Spank Alley armbands. Get spanked.
The Clinic, Adelaide's skate and streetwear specialist, stocking a huge range of skateboards, longboards and cruisers, as well as scooters, streetwear and footwear, plus roller skates, inline skates and Heelys. The Clinic, 20 Curry Street in the city, open 7 days, or shop with us online.
I don't think it's nice you laughing. Now, if you apologize like I know you're going to, I might convince him that you really didn't mean it.
Welcome back to the live stream, Track 2, Great Southern Slam 2016. It is semi-final action, Victoria Roller Derby against Canberra. We hope you've enjoyed your cup of tea and your toilet's pit stop, and we're getting set for another excitement as VRDL and CRDL are ready to get it on.
Now,
how was your half time there?
Yeah, it was good. It was very good.
On your skating.
Yeah, we're going into the second half. Currently, VRDL is on 242 to Canberra's 4. We have two jammers that have been get on pretty high rotation out there for each of their respective teams. Lady Trample number 54 and AM Chaos 56 for Canberra.
We've really enjoyed the action here. CRDL have been absolutely caning it against VRDL, absolutely doing their hardest. And straight away, the blockers are just shouldering and shouldering. It's really very even in there, but it is Lady Trample getting through inside to the middle.
Cut track.
No, it is.
It looked like she got the cut track on Behemoth Rhapsody.
So great work. Here comes that. And so close. AM Chaos caught in the air as she tried to scoot through on the inside.
Tries to pick the gap. Bianca Sharetta throws the hips. Oh, there it is.
And again.
And the push, she's out.
There she is. She finally worked away. You can see the Victorian blockers here right in front of us, just there going, you do this, you do that. Okay, here we go. Let's do it again.
Now, just looking to getting those hips. It looks like she's already passed a VRDL hip.
Yep, she's passed a couple.
She's got two.
At least 2 points here on this pass.
Yeah, she's got at least 2.
Yep, Bianca Sharetta, though, able to twice push Chaos off to the outside. Now it's to the inside.
I think she's got the 3 so far. She just hasn't got past Darko at the front.
That's right.
And yeah, she'll try to get that one for the 4. Lady Trample getting the inside line.
Yep, she gets her initial pass. And she just cut the track on the inside. AM Chaos thought she got past, but her toe stop just touching the inside line, stepped back into play, and she is now sitting down.
Lady Trample getting a Grand Slam of 5 points, making the most of the track to herself.
Using the free blocker at the back there, Canberra, and the bridge from the VRDL just is keeping that blocker set from Canberra from reforming.
Rainbow Sprite held at the back currently, being goated to keep the pack nice and slow.
And that is the end of it.
5 points to Canberra.
I love it. I love it.
Getting the jammer point while Lady Trample was in the bin for that cut track.
Nice call from the jam ref. Well done. So they are on 9. Let's see if Canberra can get to double figures on the next one. Giles lining up while AM Chaos is standing in the box ready to come back on track.
You can see See that because there's no gemmer to set up for, VRDL have set up in the middle of that wall just to cause a bit of chaos. Speaking of chaos,
she's back on track. That's a toe stepping around the outside, just unable to keep in bounds. I think she had a smile on her face there. She was impressed she was actually able to stay on her feet as she did some dance moves on the outside.
Giles through for lead.
Yep.
And now she was getting through by that lateral movement, testing in, testing out, testing in, testing out, and watching that wall vibrate apart by trying to keep up with her in that foot movement.
And great work by camera. They really delayed Giles for quite some time.
Yeah, for nearly a whole lap of the track.
Yep. And it's Nux who had the measure of Giles there, but trying to be a little too clever perhaps, got tripped up over her own skate as she tried to just sort of try and fox Giles into making a wrong move.
You can see Giles just gives her teammates, "Can you take care of her?" on the Apex.
Shopping
you probably
list.
Saw that
Shopping
on the feed.
list. I want this one.
Get rid of this one, please. Yeah, you see Yana Nuku just give her a bit of O and let Giles through for that last point to call it off.
Here we go. We're up with
and a pay-view over for
that's
VRDL.
Right. And we got Bambi Von Smasher for Canberra. Here we go.
And a pay-view over running into the back of Bone Shaker to try to find a gap with her teammate. Forearm dished out.
Yes.
Looks like that was to Darko, Danny Darko.
And a pay-view over in the meantime, able to get free of the Canberra blockers and around the outside for 5 points.
And a pay-view over, making very quick laps. She's back to the pack already. The pack moving backwards and recycling Bambi.
That's only to her advantage. So, but now it's the blockers. Look at that. Anna pay-view over is just leaning right in on a huge angle, trying to get through, but Canberra just able to get her measure on this one. Fantastic blocking.
Bisexual and Bianca Sciaretta are a dynamic duo as a blocking pair.
And a clockwise block being called there. And that's one of the Canberra blockers heading to the bin. So that just thinned the wall enough. Anna has made it through, but she was delayed for a good 30 seconds there.
You can see Bambi's now made it out for her initial.
Fake the panty pass, even though her pivot's in the box. It's just enough to get that gap. Fast pack.
Yeah, rolling it up. They're waiting for Bone Shaker to get back out of the bin.
And it's really bad for us because they're stirring up the breeze and it's cold.
See Bone Shaker give the thumbs up to her Benchy. The Benchy starts yelling to call. Good communication.
Excellent communication. We've got Harlot Oscara back on track. Christy Demons for VRDL. 273 plays 9. 5 seconds is the call, and we are about to get it on because we get along. Christy Demons looking for that inside line, but it scoots around the outside, and she is your lead jammer. Harlot forced to the back. 5-1 getting called for the penalty of Salt and Pepper, so she's down. So an opportunity here for Canberra to try and get through, but their blockers have been split up by the VRDL wall.
Looks like, is that Madge sent off for Canberra?
Perhaps that is, yes. In the meantime, Christy Demon stepped through and able to just step through on that inside, sort of like an apex stride, if you wish, and picks up another 5 points.
Oh, and a little toe-stop hop. A little toe-stop hop, we'll call it, on the outside there, just to squeeze past Canberra's defence.
Very spread out pack as well, teasing that out of play. But Canberra able to keep things in play. Once again, able to spread it out, get the out of play call, and another 5-point pass for VRDL.
And we can see the recycling happening on the far side. Shayna Serrelson driving that Canberra jammer back. A Salt and Pepper hitting into the wall.
Canberra able to set the triangle, but Chris Demon's able to step through again.
Very bad, doing the best she can out there for the last line of defence each time as the wall's stretched out.
Still teasing their penny pass, and they've managed to get it. So well done, Canberra. They're able to, for Madge to just a step back, receive the panty on the inside. We're getting a little jammer on jammer action, little dodging and weaving as Madge tries to give Christy Demons a bit of what for. And Christy Demons calls it off, picks up 2 extra points and holds Canberra scoreless again.
Just keeping her behind so that when she puts on the burst of speed, the Canberra points were at the back. She knew that she had the advantage there.
And kept her firmly in her sight. She was able to time that just right. Fast Slap and Lady Trample lining up against each other again. Enjoying this little matchup. Two long, slender frames here on these skaters.
And you can see Nux and Behemoth as they're setting up. They've got multiple people kind of getting in their wall.
Oh, Canberra hitting the deck, so that gives a great opportunity. Lady Trample able to exploit the weakened wall and step through on the inside. Giles thought that she had Fast Slap, and she did. So Fast Slap has been called for a cut track and has been sent off. So yeah, Fast Slap just touching that inside line with the toe stop and unable to recycle.
Yeah, well, it looked like Bisexual had spun her hips to try to get them back behind after that knockout.
Yep.
She thought she entered in just before Bisexual got the spin in. Ref seemed to disagree. Get it done.
Another 5-point pass to Lady Trample. As the pack has been split again successfully by Victoria Roller Derby, one of the blockers being pinned to the back, and Victoria able to exploit the weakened defense for another 5-point pass. Canberra Roller Derby really need to just keep that wall together, keep as many blockers forming a united front against the VRDL jammer.
That's hard to do when they're playing a lot of offense. Like they haven't eased up with the offense since the start of the game.
Maybe this is something that VRDL are focusing on this second half, just working on breaking the pack apart while their jammer is skating around. You can see this happening again right now. It's Shayna Serrelson doing the damage this time on Stomp.
And the penny pass is set off, but it's been picked. They saw it coming.
Yep.
As soon as the pass was put through, you see your Bisexual knockout.
And a cut track penalty against the Canberra jammer. So
yeah, it looked like it. Yeah, she was knocked out by Bisexual, and when Bisexual was given the penalty, she thought she could re-enter, but Bianca Shredder had run back on the inside line, so had yielded her position at the front.
Yep.
Unfortunately, it's not just one person you got to watch when you got knocked out; it's everybody that was in front of you. Yeah.
Yep. The peripheral vision gets a solid workout. So that gives Giles, or is it Giles?
Yeah, it's definitely Giles.
Definitely Giles. So Giles has got the power start here for Victoria. She's just stepping through on the inside, just able to keep her toes inside with a big block coming from AM Chaos.
Just shaking it off like as best she can, absorbing that impact.
But the most important thing is where your skates are, and Giles, very good track awareness, able to keep her skates in line even though her body was receiving so much attention from AM Chaos. 5-point pass to VRDL.
Yeah, just kind of folding into the impact so that it's not pushing as much as it could have. There we go. And
Canberra now back on track. We've got an empty box, back to 5-on-5.
Penny is in hand, threatening the pass.
Giles adopting for the outside approach this time. One more to get past. That was number 8, Miss D. And Giles able to shake through on the inside.
She's coming around. You feel pretty tough.
Defense is very strong out there for the VRDL at the moment.
Yeah, they're just not letting up. So it's a real test of Canberra Roller Derby's stamina and determination here.
Yeah, they've passed off the penny to the pivot. The pivot is holding it in her hand.
That's AM Chaos.
AM Chaos is getting it.
She's getting absolutely pounded here, so it's Salt and Pepper and Giles combining at the back of that triangle.
Very bad, tried to set up to do some offense with Nux. Mizzy D, all of them are trying to release their jammer to the point where their wall's so separated that they can't do defense when Giles is coming through.
No, she just was able to just go through like there was almost no defense there at all.
Yeah, they were so concentrating on applying that pressure to get their jammer out so that the jam will get called.
Oh, much better defense that time from Canberra though. No pass, no penalty. So Giles able to keep going around, but we were out of time. Out of time. 365 plays 9 at this point of the second half.
We have 17 minutes left on the period clock.
Bambi is going to be lining up against, that's the old
Anna
Pavuova. I wouldn't say the old, she's certainly a lot younger than I am.
And they get ready, the 5 seconds is called and it's off. Anna Pavuova tries to follow Bambi through the gap in her wall. Doesn't work, but it doesn't mean that she's not going to get out.
And a lot of encouragement from the CRDL fan squad. They've worked out some chants as well. I could hear a bit of a bam, 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 bam chant for Bambi as there's the whistle blew there, taking a page out of the Adelaide's cheer squad.
Yep. And forearm penalty, looks like it was dished out to Bone Shaker.
Yep. So she's a pivot, she'll have to sit down. Another penalty, a cut track this time.
That is to Behemoth Rhapsody. And Bambi's knocked out by Biceptual, run back.
Recycled a long way, all the way back past turn 4 to turn 3. And straight away, bam, off the inside. Anna Pavuova steps through.
Just throwing shoulders as she gets through to make some space.
Anna Pavuova able to exploit her triangle defense. Out of play is called. She gets through for another 5-point pass.
Rainbow Spite is trying to set up to do passive offense from the front, just giving a hip to knock out a blocker out of that engagement. So she gives offense, then she quickly runs across the track to the inside line from the out, and then knocks out Anna Pavuova.
Yeah.
So her awareness between O and D switch is pretty good.
Oh, great work there. Able to force Anna Pavuova to the inside. And
both teams skating backwards.
Big recycles.
Inside jammer having the advantage there. Shorter distance to skate.
Yep. And able to make the most of that. But both jammers are at the same time. Nice little pat on the bum from Anna Pavuova to Bambi.
Yeah, you did good.
And a little cheering going on from the VRDL squad. That was a tough old jam, and the bench, the people on the bench knew that.
Giving the high fives as they come back in, one at a time.
That's fantastic.
You know what? You had a good shift. Good work out there.
Have a break. Have a Kit Kat.
Clock off. Let somebody else clock off. It's their shift now. Christy Demons is out there at the moment versus Fast Lap.
Yep.
Christy Demons has got one more defender at the front of the pack, and she's able to get around.
Fast Lap, meanwhile, is recycled, and she whips off that panty straight away, knowing that the jam is through. Trying to work out a way to get past. She's just dodging left and right, but the wall is matching her every move.
Yeah, not quite being drawn to those big open spaces up the middle by moving left and right. She's going right, goes left, and then re-engages in the middle to see if she can pry her way through, reaching for the pass.
The jam ref for Fast Lap was almost on the floor, just keeping an eye firmly on all the action there. That was great reffing.
Fast Lap trying to pass to Madge. Gianna Nuku, you can see, has got Madge covered just in case the pass goes off.
Yep. Yeah, it's that sort of spatial awareness, knowing what the play is and being ready with a counter that VRDL do so well.
And here it is. Christy Demons is back in the pack. So
there goes Fast Lap. She's out. Cheer from the CRDL group and calls it off.
She's like, you know what? I've got all the 4 points. I'm not going to work anymore. I'm going to have to call it off anyway. I'm not going to get another lap.
Let's
just finish it. Save some time.
Yep.
I don't know if you can hear that at home, but there's some loud cheers. There's there's maybe a small crowd, but geez, they're energetic.
That's it.
they're making
I think
up for the
everyone's
people.
just trying to make it up for the cold. It's like, we've got to get warm. Let's do something ridiculous.
Harlot out there versus Lady Trample.
Our camera lady, Basil Brush, has also got a hot coffee in her hand. She's using that to keep warm more than for the caffeine. Oh, dear. Harlot recycles, so she's going to try again.
Harlot at the back, knocked out at the front of the pack by Bowie, also known as Behemoth Rhapsody. Behemoth Rhapsody with a knockout on Lady Trample and recycles back in. Lady Trample enters quickly and gets back on track to take lead.
Yeah, beautiful step around on the outside there, just tiptoeing around.
The helmet cover has been passed to Nux. Nux is chasing Lady Trample towards the pack to apply pressure. The call has been put out.
Oh, did we get points? Yes!
There was
3 points for Canberra.
So getting past one skater in the pack to get points from the ghost points in the bin. One skater equals 3. You become very valuable as that the first skater on the pack when
That's
you've got
it.
2 blockers in the bin.
That's it. And VRDL just clarifying things. Looks like VRDL are clarifying things with the Jam Ref. Jam Ref is defiant, still holding 3 fingers in the air, saying, nope, it was 3, my friend, it was 3. So CRDL now on 12. VRDL just crashed through 400.
So,
We're
yeah,
11 minutes left to go.
Yeah, I think they may be discussing whether or not they got the hips past Bone Shaker on that one, and saying that if they didn't get past Bone Shaker, there was no points because there was somebody returning from the bin to the track, and whether or not they were considered that they were passed if they hadn't rejoined the track.
We have a reversal. It is 0.
That's Westside Derby Dollars.
So yeah, it seems that they did not get the hips past the blocker that was on track, and they were counting the one that it was returning from the bin as the one that was passed.
All right, so no double figures for CRDL yet. Still a long way to go. We're 11 minutes left to go in the second half. Giles and Chaos just giving each other mobile derby hugs.
Giles trying to follow Chaos through the pack. Gets the cut track. Chaos gets the lead. This is where the double figures are going to hit.
Yep, and Chaos is getting that lead jam through a beautiful little apex jump. So well played, Chaos.
Chaos has 2 blockers and has complete control. She can go for the 2 minutes and get as many points as she like.
Absolutely. They want to get as many points as they can. She's through. A 5-point pass for CRDL.
3 blockers have returned. There's no longer 2 on track. Chaos hits the pack, knocked out, pushed by Shayna Serrelson.
Madge stopping the recycle.
Second scoring pass. Giles standing in the bin. She's out. She's up. She jukes and she's round the outside on that one.
Yep, that was a beautiful little dodge. Just caught the pack. Meanwhile, AM Chaos goes out and tries again, trying to get more points. She's getting some assistance.
Canberra sweeps for the offense.
And she calls it off. Another 4 points.
Late.
So we have a 9-3 jam in favour of Canberra.
That is probably their biggest success in a jam. That is a 6-point difference in that jam, and that's the highest that they've scored. They've got 5 before that, so they've won up themselves. You got to be happy with that.
Oh, absolutely. We've got a battle of 4 numbers. We've got Bambi and Anna Paviova. One of the officials is on the track, just making sure everything's okay. So we're just, I think we're just checking something with the score and the time.
9.5 minutes left in this period. After this period is finished, that means we can take a break. We can go check out the stalls.
Absolutely, and we're going to get set for more fantastic action on track number 2. We're going to have the Tweed Valley Rollers taking on someone. We're going to work out who that is.
In the Div 2 semis,
That's right. So that is going to be
Western Sydney
oh,
rollers.
fantastic. So you're going to be loving that. On track 1, there will be Light City Derby taking on the Dread Pirate Rollers, and I'll be joining you on that one. So it's going to be a fantastic action coming your way on the live stream. Of course, all bouts getting recorded on tracks 1 to 4 and getting uploaded to YouTube.
And high blocks
High block.
are both called. Bambi and Barry.
They get to sit down together.
Yeah, Bambi and Barry both sent off for the same call. I'm not sure if it was in the same impact, but they both got high blocks on that one.
They're just looking at each other and having a nice little chat in the box at the moment.
Yeah. They're like,
Cheering from the CRDL, cheering on their blockers.
and it looks like a salt and pepper is sent out to the bin as well. This I would say the penalties have been heavier in the second half. How many tabs of roller derby would you have open if we've got 4 tracks going at home?
I would have 6 at least, because I want to be looking at all the team lists. I want to be checking out the player bios. I want to know what's going on. Checking out the Facebooks.
Checking out the wonderful website that has been made for us.
That's right. So that was done by Nikki Wallace Designs. So yeah, we've had some fantastic work going on behind the scenes. Our operating squad have been working so hard all weekend, at least for the last year. Let's face it.
Yeah,
getting
it's
TGSS.
Not just this weekend. There is a lot of prep work that goes in behind the scenes in the lead up to this, because this event is massive.
Exactly. Well, Adelaide Roller Derby, of course, behind all of this, and seriously, they spend a year getting it together, working out all the organisation, getting this venue, getting the sponsors, getting the catering, getting the equipment, everything that you need to do to make a huge tournament like this come to life, and they do it all for love.
And with that, to get these things successful, we do need those sponsors that get in there. They help supply things for us. We've got Cove Printing. They printed all the flyers and banners down here, which look all amazing for TGSS. We also have Haig's Chocolates. They're a sponsor of our officials, keeping them fed, keeping them with the energy to officiate so many games over 3 days.
Too much cocoa is never enough, as we know. Also, we've had PhysioFit on site. PhysioFit supply physio services for Adelaide Roller Derby. They've been here on site the whole weekend, providing massages and therapy just to get those niggling muscle injuries out for the roller girls. So it's been fantastic to have them here.
And we've had those thrills and spills. There will be the March of the Fallen, the injured skaters that'll be on later today near the finals.
Of course, that's one of the stalwarts of the Great Southern Slam Finals Day is the March of the Fallen. So hopefully we'll get that online for you a bit later on.
I'm sure it'll all be broadcast on track 1 towards the end of the day, leading up into the grand final.
And of course, we want to say thanks to Boxes and More Visi, because they've been supplying some very innovative and wonderful engineering with the cardboard boxes. Now, here we go. Got it.
For the cut call on the green jammer to be overturned, and the call will stand.
Right, so there was a query there about the cut call on the CRDL jammer, and the referees got together, decided that that was the correct call, so that's going to stand, so that Canberra have lost their official review.
And that means the official review is finished. We will be getting straight back into it. Christy Demons starting with the Power Jam start.
We're 7.5 minutes left to go in this semi-final, bringing to you live and direct on YouTube.
Now that wall for that start was a complete mash of blue and green, as the blockers starting in the middle of the Canberra wall to help do offense straight away.
And looks like the VRDL defense is just going to town on fast slap, just keeping that wall apart. Multiplayer block has been called against Canberra, so both sets of blockers just resetting.
Bambi knocked out by Bone Shaker, quickly jumps in though. There is no hesitation between that knockout and the time that Bambi re-enters. Her footwork is incredibly quick.
That's it. A lot of toe tapping and toe stepping going on.
Don't let her name belie. There is no Bambi out there. She knows what her legs are doing.
That's it. But
Total
she's not
control.
on ice either.
Yeah.
She's got the wheels on.
And there we
And
go. She passes off the star to fast lap.
Yep. Fast lap pulls on the panty, but it's another 5-point pass, and clinical calling off by Christy Demons.
They really do not like risking any points whatsoever.
Nope.
They don't keep it to the wire. They don't gamble when they get towards the pack. They just, you know what? No, start again.
No, VRDL they know they're in the grand final now. They know they've got to have their head right in the game from the very first whistle. So they're just going to keep going and going. They're going to get that momentum. They're going to keep running with it.
And I think it shows a sign of respect for your opponent if you keep doing that same clinical precision. It shows that you're not relaxing, that you take them as a threat the whole game, that you treat them as a threat. Hey, you know what? There's no taking the foot off the throttle. We're going to play our strongest, hardest derby all the time out there against you.
That's right. And Canberra is saying, well, thank you for that. We're going to play our strongest, hardest derby right back at you.
And we get the pleasure of seeing that today.
That's it.
Lady Trample in the pack also.
Yep, Bowie doing some great blocking there.
AM Chaos caught up in a wall. The wall goes down.
Got 3 players on deck, but they're all back on their feet. Another player hits the deck, being forced off the inside.
AM Chaos gets out for her initial lap.
Call it is the call, and call it she does.
You can hear their bench Matt Clenahan. Like in the crowd has a bit of a lull, and you can just hear call echoing through the place.
Well, they know what to listen for, and very willing to listen to their coach give them the call, and off they go. Giles lining up right behind the keister of I think it's overbearing, or that's Harlot Oscara, sorry.
And this looks like she'll try to follow her through the wall. So wherever she goes, she's going to look to the
shadow.
gap.
Yep. And this time Giles senses a bit of a... Yep, she sensed that it was opening up on the outside. She did a spin move and is now lead jammer.
Yeah.
Meantime, got a recycle.
Harlot reset, recycle to the pack. Gets a bit of offense, but it's direction given out to...
Giles, that
bisexual, yeah.
Yep. And now a cut track. So
Bianca
well
Shredder
played.
again with those cheeky runbacks, like just
fast.
That 3-step burst speed, just going step it out, burst forward, fly forward, fly backwards.
Yep, that's it.
On the track.
That's it. And Harlot already had the momentum to get back on track, so she just got caught out. She knows it.
Oh, and that Bone Shaker out for the big back block there.
So only one blocker on for VRDL, but one coming back on. So it's Anna Paviova, or no, it's not Anna Paviova. It's someone. That was Danny Darko coming back on track.
Danny Darko going in for O.
Yep.
But Giles caught up in those blockers. Missy D and very bad holding
Giles
really
on her
well.
Knees. And gets another big block.
Anthrax goes for the hit, and it's enough to shift her towards shift Giles towards the line, but not enough to knock her out. She's like, "Where's my whip? I wanted a bit of speed off you there."
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that was an offer of a whip and a dismissal by Giles, or the other way around. They missed that one.
And cutting, dished out. Bone Shaker's just returned from the bin. Gets on for just a second, gets the cut, sent off again. Darko out there by herself.
And we're out of time, so
we have
2 minutes.
2.5 minutes?
Yep.
Left in this period.
Both sets of fans chanting at the end of the track. We're getting a lot of ambient noise floating across some other tracks as well, so the atmosphere here is very exciting.
There's definitely, you can hear the noise from the other tracks. There's other exciting games going on. We know that the Sydney Sun State game is going on at the moment, and our last update was Sydney was ahead by a hair's breadth at the half-time.
And we did have another little update at one point as well, that they were still ahead, but not by very much. So It was,
just holding that 20-ish point lead.
20-ish point lead. So a potential upset on the cards, which could possibly see Sydney contest the final instead of Sun State, which is what most people would have expected. So that's the great thing about Derby. You got to bring it on the day.
You might be a high-level A-grade team, but you can have your off days, and the other team can just have an amazing build up. Like they've trained or have amazing build up to a tournament, and they just bring it on that day.
Well, watching Sydney versus Adelaide yesterday, Sydney were just absolutely switched on, and the Adelaides are certainly an excellent team with some wonderful players.
It's no walk in the park to beat the Adelaides.
And they just they managed to get the victory by 100 points, but once again, that victory was hard earned. The Adelaides just crunched and absolutely powered against Sydney every single jam. And maybe that's what Sydney needed. They're like, man, if we're going to get into the final, we're going to have to just keep stepping this up.
That's the way.
We're going to attach another jet-powered sort of rocket to the back here and, keep going.
And
both sets of blockers just occupying the jam line at the moment as we wait for this official review. Canberra called the official review, so we're just waiting to see what's going on. And very nice of the refs just to come over and let us know the result earlier, so that was good.
Here we go. And we've got a bit of information coming over right now.
Okay, here we go.
Blue team looking for an ejection on green blocker for an egregious forms penalty. No call. Will stand.
All right, so it was actually a blue interjection trying to get an ejection against a green player, and it's a no call, and it's going to stand.
Yeah, the referee's had a no call. Stands. It's also using that sort of thing gets the potential of getting an extra jam out of the boards. We're 2 minutes left in the game. Might as well use it. Might get us extra jam out of it.
They might. Meanwhile, we're seeing some dance moves on the jam line between Victoria Roller Derby and Canberra, so certainly the love is being expressed here. I hope someone's got the camera angle on that one. Oh,
there we go.
That's beautiful. And a pavey over. High fives to all the camera blockers.
Going out and having a bit of fun.
I'm loving this. I think that we're going to see that again on the dance floor a bit later for the after party.
I'm sure we'll see many moves on the dance floor. We're going to need the physios on hand, I feel, just for the dance moves at the end of this.
As long as no one does the worm.
Yep.
And a pavey over and fast slap, your jammers for this one. Both lots of blockers once again, bringing the A game. And a pavey over, just able to step through on the inside and his lead jammer.
Using that inside shoulder to push a bit of gap on the line. Fast slap sent off.
Yep, cut track there, so unable to keep an eye on where her skates were. And great blocking work again from VRDL.
Oh, it looks like Anna Paviova, she stopped because she knew she cut tracked. She come in, looked down at her feet, and just didn't even bother jumping off and pretending that it wasn't her, and waited for the whistle to go.
Slowly makes her way into the penalty area. Says, hi, how you going? To Fast Slap. Fast Slap gets released.
Fast Slap is making her way towards the pack. She hits first. Offense comes in second, taking down Screw Barrymore. Screw Barrymore is...
And immediately got called for a back block there. She did approach the back of the plaque with great power and strength, but maybe just a little too aggressively.
Come in heavy, but miss a little bit of precision is off when you're coming in with that much power, and sometimes it's not to your benefit.
It definitely wasn't that time. Referees all over it, as they have been all weekend long.
They're doing really wonderful things down here. We couldn't have this without them, and we really appreciate them.
Let's face it, we've got the best skaters in the country. We've also got the best refs in the country here. So it's everyone's bringing their A game.
And they're doing multiple games a day as well.
Exactly.
So where some of the teams are doing 2 games in a day, we've got ref squads that are probably doing 3 or 4.
Easily 4, maybe even 5. So, they've been on all weekend long. It's the end of
And there's 4 seconds
So
on
the
the
end
clock.
of the
Will there
game
be a
as the
timeout?
period clock winds down to 0.
No timeout called.
No timeout's been called, so they're just going to let that one go, I think. We are at an unofficial final score of 471 for VRDL.
18.
And 18 for Canberra. Just waiting for the official wind-up. And that is it.
We've
skating.
It's been a pleasure. I've had a great time with
pleasure.
you, Pants.
It's been absolutely wonderful. So coming up on track 2, we've got Western Sydney Rollers taking on Tweed Valley Rollers. So stick around on the YouTube for that.
We're just going to go through the list of the teams as
Absolutely.
they sign off. For the winners on this game, Victorian Roller Derby, their entire list is Ivy Conivy, Bond, Giles, Bisexual, Blondage, Mary Fagdalen, Christy Demons, Foxy LaRue, Lorraine Evans, Danny Darko, Shayna Serrelson, Yana Nuku, Bone Shaker, Anna Pavuova, Assault and Pepper, Lady Trample, Screw Barrymore, Bianca Shredder, also got Matt Clanahan and Paul Campbell and Mick Swagger.
The entire list for Canberra Roller Derby League: Rainbow Spite, Madge, Behemoth Rhapsody, Stacey, Killy Jane, L Stomp, Overbearing, Harlot Oscara, Bambi, Von Smasher, Fast Slap, Clash, AM Chaos, Knuckles, Boadicia, Ruby Doom, Stone Jet, Misty, Berry Bad, Anthrax, Sugar Pump, Crazy, Benchies, Roxy, Die Hard, Jam Packs, Catonic, Drake, and Hurt Cobain. They are doing the
reverse celebration lap. You know what? You can't go left all the time. Sometimes you need to go right just to stretch it out.
Well, it's been all right today. So even though it's been chilly as, the Derby action's been hot as.
Tune in, go get yourself a cup of tea before the next game starts. We'll see you very shortly. I've been Son of Skating from Victorian Vanguard.
And I'm Eddie McPants on Fire from Murder City Roller Girls. See you later.
And over on track 1.
The area's platinum is packed with new features. Reinforced toe section. Increased toe stop clamping power. Winged truck with split cushion design for easy assembly and installation. The new Arius Platinum, performance redefined.
Has this ever happened to you? Fumbling your marker. Your marker's not working. Trying to scrub off those pesky markers in the shower. You forget your numbers and you're sent back to the bench.
Bench! Put your numbers on! Get those numbers on your arms!
Let's see that again.
I have a severe sweating problem. Before I got my Spank Alley armbands, the refs were always telling me to reapply my numbers. But now, I can stay in the game.
My Spank Alley armband's second as a rope. Now I can lock up the competition. Thanks, Spank Alley.
But wait, there's more. If you order now, you'll get not just 1, but 2 armbands. That's 1 for each of your arms.
Thanks, Spank Alley!
Spank Alley armbands. Get spanked.
The Clinic, Adelaide's skate and streetwear specialist, stocking a huge range of skateboards, longboards and cruisers, as well as scooters, streetwear and footwear, plus roller skates, inline skates and Heelys. The Clinic, 20 Curry Street in the city, open 7 days, or shop with us online.
I don't think it's nice you laughing. Now, if you apologize like I know you're going to, I might convince him that you really didn't mean it.